Let's talk about complacency. December 31st, last day of the year. A lot of people, they start off with a New Year's resolution. They want to do this and that and set goals or whatever. Let's talk about being an independent artist and what are your goals for the new year? Are you complacent? You feeling like you stagnant, unmotivated, don't know what the next step is? Let's dive into it, man. Right? So when it comes to me and what I think about setting up goals, right, getting them accomplished, or setting, what they say, what's your resolution? I don't really believe in that. I believe you put one foot in the other, one day at a time, you reach where you need to go. But for instance, let's just indulge in that. And let's say that you do believe in that, you want to set a resolution and you think that January 1st is the day to do it. Let's take that for instance, right? I would advise you to write out your goals. I typically like to put them on whiteboards. And I'm a fan of whiteboards because the thing about that is you got to see it every day. Especially if you have one in your room, put it in a visual place that you got to pass by in order to either leave the room when you wake up in your bed in the morning. It's the first thing you see. It holds you accountable. It makes you less disoriented. You know exactly what you got to do ahead of time. So you're not looking at it and looking around and saying like, what am I doing today? Nah, everything is already planned out. You leave your notes the day before where you left off and you see the progress that you make daily. I believe that. It's like almost, I don't know if you've ever been in a weight loss journey or something like that. Maybe you wanted to gain muscle, lose fat, whatever. They tell you, don't look at the scale every day. Keep notes, keep progress, but don't look at the scale every day because you begin to get unmotivated. Let's say that you stay stagnant, you hit a plateau, or you start to look at it like, oh, I didn't lose weight or I didn't gain muscle. The body has to do what it has to do. It has many different things it goes through before it gets to its growth, right, to its final stage. I would say that's a similar thing with goals, right? The only difference is I would say that when you are trying to look at certain things, you should be looking at stuff. You should be writing it down. And I think every day as far as with the goals is because it's a milestone. So if you say, hey, I got to do this today. Let me cross over here. Let's say I had to do this today. I got to do that, right? And you say like, for instance, I use myself as an example. By the end of the year, I had a certain financial goal that I wanted to hit by a certain date. So I have different milestones that I got to reach in order to create those, I would say, income factors. So if I'm not hitting those milestones and those income factors aren't getting created, aren't getting established, how do I expect to hit my financial goal? I'm not. Essentially, if you're not planning, you're just wishing. Like, you better off playing the lotto. Because essentially that is what you're doing. Like, you just hoping something happen, wishing something to happen instead of making it happen. In order to make it happen, you have to be accountable. You have to write it down, right? So complacency going into this new year, if you believe that tomorrow's the new year, you got no time like the present than to start. Why not start right now? Right? Top of the year, right? It's definitely the top of the calendar year. It's definitely the top of the fiscal year. So if you want to line up and be in there as far as like fiscal years and putting everything on there like that, then that's what you should be doing. Putting it on there like that. 1/1 to 12/31. That's how your taxes are filed, right? Okay then. That's a calendar year, especially in America. 1/1 to 12/31. So now you have it all laid out for you. Tomorrow's the day, right? I worked today. I just got off maybe an hour ago. I said, listen, 30-day challenge. I need 30 videos in 30 days minimum, right? So it's getting a little dark out here. Sun is going down. Nice weather. 50-degree day. Not bad, especially for December 31st. I'll take it. I'm on the East Coast. There's nothing guaranteed, especially a mid-50 day. I'm out here, I'm getting it. But even if it was cold, even if it was raining, I'm going to make these videos. I'm going to keep pushing, right? Because that's what I have on my board. I have a whiteboard with 30 days, and I got to cross each day out to hold myself accountable when I wake up. If I'm not crossing them things out, I'm not getting them accomplished. More than anything, I hate to disappoint myself. That's the biggest thing. Like, if I say I want something and I'm not doing it and I'm not holding myself accountable, I feel like a failure. I feel like I'm disappointing myself. Because ultimately, that's who I'm battling. I'm battling to be the greatest version of myself. I'm not competing with anybody else. And the sooner you realize that true competition is going to come with leveling yourself up, it's not going to come with competing against anybody else. It's not outward, it's inward. You got to look at the weaker points, and then you got to try to elevate those. Where's my weaknesses at? Where can I get better? Being a man specifically is about discipline. It's about setting a goal and getting it accomplished. Men don't have the luxury to fall back on being complacent. They have to be the gatherers, the hunters. They have to go out and build the infrastructure for themselves, right? Only can you do that can you call yourself a king and be respected. A man has to have his own kingdom in order to be a king. You can't go up under somebody else's kingdom and expect to live off their infrastructure, expect to, flourish and thrive, right? Getting spoon-fed and call yourself a king. That's not how it goes, man. You got to be able to make your own mark, your own legacy. So that's what it's about, right? And you have no greater time than now, December 31st. So you watching this video, that lets you know I'm making these videos the same day you watch them, right? You got a video to make December 31st. Get out there and do what you got to do. Set your goals up. What are the goals you want to accomplish this year? What are you looking for? Like I said, for me, I got a certain financial goal that I want to hit. So I got to set myself up. I got to set my stuff up in order to get it done. And if I don't get it done, then I ain't going to reach my goal. And I don't see that not happening. I'm definitely going to hit my goals, right? As a matter of fact, I'll take it a step further. I'll price out certain things that need to be bought. I'll put it on the board, like this is what it costs. By this date, I should have this amount of money, right? You got to be thorough when you're writing this stuff down. You can't just leave it to chance. You got to be out here putting in the work. That's one thing. One thing I can say is whenever I put in the work, I do see the results, no matter what in what area of my life, whether that's music, whether that's health, whether that's whatever. If I'm putting in the work, I'm going to see the results. And that's what life is about. You can't tell somebody that you want it, but then your actions don't show that, right? Think about it like this. You got 12 months in front of you. Leave them 12 months behind you in the past. Whatever you feel like you lacked in, whatever you feel like you didn't do, it's over with. You don't get that time back, so you don't dwell on it, you move forward. So now you got a fresh 12 months going ahead, a new calendar year, a new fiscal year, right? And then some of you, if you getting taxes, you got a month or so and a half in order to set yourself up for even more of a win. If you plan to get some money back and you plan to, elevate or something, then that's even more of a win. Oh, this is a nice house, sidebar. See what I'm saying? You start to see like wealth and different things around you. And it'll be like, that's aspirational, I want to have certain things that I'm looking at and be like, I want my own place. I want my own space, right? I want to be able to grow and flourish. Then you got to be able to put the work in. I'm no stranger to hard work. It's no stranger to me. But I didn't mean to get sidetracked. I just wanted you guys to know. You got that 12 months in front of you. What are you going to do? And I would say break it up. Instead of looking at it like 12 months, break them up as small as you can. Condense them. So 12 months, then you break it into 6 months. So now you got, you know, 6 months to look at, so 2 halves. Then you have, if you want to break it up, you break it up into 4s, right? And you could do quarters, not quarters. You could break it up into 4s and you could do thirds. Then you break it up into quarters and you could do 3 months at a time, which is relatively seasons. So think about your life. There's many seasons in your life. If you want to follow the seasons, which is a natural progression, that could also be a way for you to go about it, right? So we're in the winter right now. So going into this winter, what do you want to do? Well, you know, the winter is about winter for the winter, or winter for the winter. It's about basically, you know, hibernating. You think about the bears and you think about all the animals that hibernate in the winter. What are they actually doing? They're pretty much just working on themselves, right? Taking care of themselves, storing away until they came out as the renewing of the spring. So that's basically what they're doing. So likewise, I would advise you do the same. If you see something like you have a goal, now is the time to work on it and start on it. Because then when spring comes and summer comes and it's a renewing of the months, right? And then summer is the flourishing of the months, right? That's why you see all the pretty green as they come out, but they start to bud in when? The spring, right? So everything in the earth is a transition. You know, the earth reflects life because that is life. So if you're a creative person, you're an independent artist, what are your goals? I would say, comment down below. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what is it something, tell me the major goal, and then tell me the small steps that you're accomplishing, you know, each by each. How do you decide to break them down? You know, me personally, I'm going to do it month to month. I'm going to do 30-day challenges. And if you guys want to join in with me, you could do that. My 30-day challenge for this month was I needed to push 30 days of content, 15 to 20-minute videos every day. So long-form content, 30 days, 30 videos minimum. And I started a series, which is Day in the Life of an Independent Artist. And this is not more so a vlog series, but more so a open conversation that I'm having with you guys in the channel that I'm hosting. That is basically just perspectives of an independent artist or content creator, both, or whichever one you want to call. But that's basically what it is. It's just hosting that forum and opening up my thought process and different things that I have information-wise, or things I could share with you guys. And then I just leave it to that, you know. That's one of the things for me as I'm going down and just walking down this road. I haven't even been in this area if I cross this street. But that's what life is about, exploring and not being complacent. So it's easy when you see something and you have a theory to bring it into the physical. It gives it a different type of perspective. So as I'm talking about not being complacent, I'm talking about challenging myself, holding myself accountable, and trying to reach new heights, reach new places. Isn't it fitting that I'm physically walking in new places and places I haven't been before, right? I just feel like if you're going to talk it, you got to walk it. But I wanted to open that conversation up for you guys. Let this top of the year, beginning of the fiscal year, beginning of the calendar year, be a blessed one for you. I'm praying for y'all out there that everybody can experience a level of growth, right? No matter what that is. Get out of your shell, get out of your complacency. Allow yourself to, there you go. Allow yourself to grow. Allow yourself to flourish. And essentially, just be a better version of yourself. So when you look back or you look forward, right, 12 months from now, and then you say, look at that work I put in and look at what it's gotten me. Look at where I was. There's a line by J. Cole. Your life could change in 1 year. And even when it's dark out, the sun is shining somewhere. Roughly, it's something like that. But I always heard that line and I like, that's true. Life could change in 1 year. Like literally. If you put the work in and you're consistent, this is what I mean by concentrated hours, concentrated time. When you do things with concentrated time,